I chose to do my book talk on a book called The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. It is written by Kate DiCamillo, and it was published in 2006 by Candlewick Press. The author is known as a great writer of funny books that usually feature animals. She has received a lot of awards, including the Newbery Medal for two of her novels. The two novels are indicated with asterisks above. And her best-known books for young children are Mercy Watson series. Those are the Because of Winn-Dixie and The Tale of Despereaux, and they were both made into successful movies. These are some of her awards, nominations, and recognitions. The MJET won the 2006 Boston Globe. She won the Horn Book Award for Children's Fiction and a Parents' Choice Award in spring 2006 for fiction. It was a Quill Awards finalist in the Children's Chapter Book category, and in 2007, the U.S. National Education Association named it one of Teacher's Top 100 Books for Children.
That's going to be in there.
The setting includes Egypt Street, where Abilene's home is, and the ocean, where Edward Tulane gets thrown overboard. In the house of Lawrence and his wife Nellie, Edward spends some time in the garbage dump. And home of Sarah and Bryce. He is also at Neil's Diner and the doll shelf in the thrift store. The China Rabbit doll that belongs to a little girl named Abeline. Abeline loves Edward, and but the only thing that Edward really cares about is himself. And Abeline and her family go on a ship, and Edward accidentally gets thrown overboard by a couple boys. And Edward gets lost and begins to feel something besides hatred. He starts feeling another feeling. He starts feeling scared. A fisherman finds him after a long time in the ocean. He thought he was going to be in there forever. A fisherman finds him one day and gives him to his wife, and the wife picks him up. And the wife's daughter didn't like him, though, so she thought it was kind of foolish to have a rabbit, so she took him and threw him in the dump. And you'll see here on the left, the dog found Edward at the dump, and he takes him to his owner, who is a hobo, and his name is Bull. And Edward eventually gets separated from them through a crazy train accident and ends up with a mean old lady who uses him and tortures him and uses him as a scarecrow. And then a young boy takes Edward and pretty much saves him and takes him to his sick sister who has cancer. And then he starts to feel another emotion that he's never felt before. He started to feel love. And the boy continues to care for him, and Sarah passes away. And Bryce and Edward were kind of like a team, and he took him to a diner once, and he didn't have any money to pay. And the owner took him and shattered his head against the counter. So the boy took him to get repaired, but he had no money. And the store owner said that he would repair him if he could keep him. And the boy wanted the best for Edward, so he agreed. Edward remains in the shop until someone named Maggie arrives with her mother. The mother turned out to be Abeline, and she buys him and takes him home. And the moral of the story is that Edward has learned the lesson. Now Edward appreciates the love that Abeline has for him because of some scary and heartbreaking situations.